Hi everyone, welcome so much to another YouTube video. My name is Dorcas. Thank you so much to those who are returning here. Karibuni sana. I appreciate the support. To those who are new, feel welcome to the channel where we cook the simplest meals in the simplest way possible, guys. So yeah, today we are here. We want to do some mandazi, and these mandazi will be a bit different today because I want to bake them. I do not want to deep fry them. I found this recipe to be a bit healthier, considering even the oil is a bit expensive in Kenya right now. So I opt to bake my mandazis nowadays, and that's why I'm here to share the recipe. So guys, let me show you what you need for this baked mandazi. So guys, for this recipe, one of the things that you need, it is obviously flour. This is all-purpose flour, but I've mixed mine with the atta flour. So I have a combination of all-purpose, and then I have the atta flour. So I've mixed it together. If you want to use the all-purpose alone, it's okay. But for me, I chose to add in some atta flour. So I have some flour here. The next ingredient that you need some cinnamon, and you need some cardamom. I said in any of the baking recipes, you can use one of those warm spices. They really go well when baking. So with me, I have the cardamom and I have the cinnamon. If you have nutmeg, you can still add it. I didn't have those, so I opted to use what I have. And then guys, we also need some milk. This milk, this is not this is buttermilk. So this is buttermilk. I said one of the reasons why I like using buttermilk when I'm baking or when I'm preparing anything that is wheat, I like using buttermilk because buttermilk will keep your whatever you are making moist and will make it super soft. So that's why I prefer adding some buttermilk. So I have my buttermilk here, but I'll be warming this up so that the yeast can be activated. If you do not want to use buttermilk, you can use the common milk or the long life milk, I mean. Or if you don't want to do that, you can also use some warm water. I chose to go with the buttermilk for the reasons that I've just mentioned. So I have some buttermilk, and then guys, I have some yeast. This is the yeast. Yeah, so I have some yeast here. And then guys, you also need some sugar. So I have some sugar. For the sugar, you can adjust according to your liking. If you like it more sugary, it is up to you. Me, I like it moderate. I don't like too sugary or tena yenye iko plain sana. So I used to add a little bit of sugar just to balance everything. And then lastly, guys, you'll be adding some vegetable cooking oil. And before I forget, the other thing is you have to have some vanilla essence. I love vanilla essence. Yeah guys, so this is everything that you need, guys. I hope you can see what I'm using. They are already mentioned clearly. So the first thing that I need to do is to warm the milk, and then we proceed. So guys, my milk is warm now. I'll put it in my bowl. I have an extra bowl here, so I'll put my warm milk there. Yeah guys, so I put my warm milk. This is buttermilk. Buttermilk, remember, we commonly call it maziwa mala here in Kenya. So guys, I need to add my yeast. I need to activate this yeast. So I'll add in my yeast. And then guys, I need to add in my sugar. And then I'll add in the vanilla essence. So I'll add in the vanilla essence. I hope you guys can see. Yeah, so I'll add in the vanilla essence. So I'll just put everything because it was just a small amount that was remaining. And then guys, now I'll take my spatula. Oh, my spatula is here. I'll take my spatula, and then I'll mix everything here. I'll mix the sugar, the vanilla essence, and the buttermilk, and until the sugar dissolves. Yeah, so I'm mixing everything until the sugar dissolves. So guys, I opted to my bowl in the sink because I find it more comfortable to work on my kneading while ikiwa up and down, because I feel like the working surface is a bit high for me. So that's why I put the my bowl on this one of the sinks here. So I'll continue to mix until the sugar has fully dissolved. Yeah, so this is it, guys. So I'll cover my solution, and then I'll leave it to rest for about 15 to 20 minutes. That way the yeast will be activated. So guys, I'll keep this solution in the microwave for this to be activated faster. You guys know that the microwave is a bit warm, so I'll put my solution there. Alright guys, so my 15 minutes are over. That is my solution. Here it is. It is out of the microwave, and you can tell that the yeast is activated. You can see the bubbles are forming all over. So on this other bowl, guys, now I'll mix my cinnamon and my cardamoms. I'll add them in, and then I'll mix them together just like that. So yeah, this is it, guys. So I'll mix everything here. These are the dry ingredients. Yeah, so I'll give it a good toast or a good mix. You can use a whisk at this point if you wish to. And then the next step is now to add our solution, our dry ingredients to the wet ingredients. So I'll just add it in here. Not sure if you are seeing me well. Yeah guys, so I'll add it in bits as I said. So I'll add another amount, and then I'll now give everything a good mix. At this stage, I'm going to add the rest of the flour, and then I'll now give everything a mix. So I'll now go in with my hands. This. I'll now transfer my mixture to working surface. Yeah, so I'll transfer it here. Okay, so I'll just need this unga for about 15 minutes, and at this point it's a bit sticky, so I'll just add a little flour. And then I'll continue kneading. So the more you knead, the more you activate the yeast. So I'll knead. Guys, allow me to attend to my daughter. This is the point that I go in with my cooking oil and I'll just measure with my hands like this. I'll apply it on the unga just the way like I'm doing. Then I'll add another amount. And then I'll go ahead and also knead this and ensure that the oil is incorporated together really nicely to the flour, to the dough. This is now dough. I also knead this for like 5 minutes. My dough is now ready. What I need to do, I'll just pour in a little bit of oil to this bowl that I will put my dough in. So I just a little bit so that it doesn't stick on the sides of the bowl. And then I'll use my hands to spread the oil all around. So, and then I'll now take my ready dough and then I'll place it back on this bowl here, and then I'll cover using my lid, and then I'll add a towel on top, a kitchen towel on top, and then I'll take this back to the microwave. It will be resting there for 1 hour. This step is called the fast proofing, so I need it to rise, and I'll leave it for 1 hour and it will be in the microwave. After that, I'll show you the next step, guys. Yeah guys, so our 1 hour is over and this is my dough. It has risen kabisa. So I just wanted to remove the lid. Yeah, so this is how it's looking. So guys, nitafanya hivi to remove the excess air, just like that. And then I'll now grab my other flour. So I'll divide this into two. I think I'll use a knife to cut that. Let me just put it on the surface. So pour some flour on the working surface to avoid the dough sticking all over. Yeah, like this. I'll divide my dough into two. And then I'll work on this batch of the dough first. So I'll put this aside. So also on this, I have to portion it or divide it into equal parts. So like that, and then I'll do another cut, and then another cut. So I have 4 of these portions. Put that aside. Then I'll do the same to this. I'll just put it aside, and then the same on that. I'll put it aside. So I now need to work on this dough that I'm holding. So I've put some flour on the working surface, and then I need my rolling pin. So we need to roll this out. Like this. We need to roll this out. And do not roll it too much, paka ikue too thin. We need our mandazis. The thickness should be around 1/4 inch thick. Remember this dough will still rest again for another 15 minutes. And it will still rise again. So I think that is enough for me. So I'll just divide this into 2, and then I'll divide it into half again, and then I'll also divide this into another half. So guys, this is the thickness that I'm talking about. Yeah, should be these things, like a 1/4 inch thick, and so that even when we allow it to rise again, mandazi yetu itakuwa a bit soft, as opposed to when it is too thin and then when it rises and it cooks, it will be a bit dry, and it will be a bit hard. So this is it. So I also do the same to this other, the same step, guys, the same step. Pour some flour on the working surface, and then I'll roll my dough like this and like this, again like that. You don't need it to roll it too much, as I've just said. So this is enough. So with my knife, if you have it's called a dough cutter or something, you can use it at this point, but I don't have one, so I'll use my knife. So the first half is cut into 2 halves, and also this other half, I'll cut it into 2 halves. If you like round mandazis, you can still do them at this point. So this is the thickness that I'm talking about. Should not be too thin and should not be too thick, because when it is too thin, ukipika, it will be hard. So I'll finish up with these other two, and then I'll show you how I'll align my baking tray. Now guys, so for the baking tray, what I did, I just poured some vegetable cooking oil, brushed it off with this pastry brush, and then I dusted it off with some flour. So now I need to place my mandazis on this tray. Let me get some space here so that you see what I'm doing. So this is what I'm talking about. So we'll align all our mandazis just like this. Yeah, just like this, guys. So this is what I'm having. So I will also cover this and allow my mandazis to rise for around 15 minutes. Meanwhile, as they are rising, I'll preheat my oven at 180 degrees for 10 minutes, and then afterwards we shall bake them for 25 to 30 minutes. Yeah, guys. And so guys, the thing I was talking about is the egg wash. But for me, I do not like eggs. I do not take eggs, and also one of my child doesn't take eggs. So what I like doing, I just take my buttermilk. This is buttermilk that I'm using. I'll pour it in a bowl. Yeah, like this. And then I'll take some cinnamon. I'll add in some cinnamon. And then lastly, I'll add in some sugar. I'll add in some sugar, so I'll just use my measuring spoons, and then I'll add in some sugar. Yeah, I just need 2 of those. So after this, I'll just mix this up using a spoon. And this is what acts as my egg wash. If you don't take eggs, this is a hack for you guys. You can still use it. If you don't take eggs, yeah, this one works well. It will keep the eggs, it will keep your mandazis moist, and then it will give it what is it called? It will give it a soft finish, and it will have an extra flavor from the cinnamon, and of course it will be a bit sweet because of the sugar. So my mandazis, they have been rising for around 15 minutes. So here we go, guys. But then this second rising step, it is called second proofing. So with my pastry brush, I'll just cup and scoop the mixture, and then I'll apply it on top of the mandazis that are already on the baking tray. So I'll do like this. yeah, I'll apply this solution to each and every mandazi. Yeah, just like this. I said we'll get an extra flavor from flavor from the cinnamon, and the sugar will give it some sweetness. So I say this is an alternative to those who do not like eating eggs or zinawaharipikia. But if you still eat eggs and you'd like to try this, you can still go ahead. So to those who takes eggs, at this point now you are going to use the egg yolk, and you can add like 2 tablespoons of milk, and then you now apply to your mandazis just like the way I'm doing. For the eggs, it's called the egg wash. And I think for me, I'll call this the buttermilk wash. I don't know, something like that. Yeah. So I'll do this to the rest of the mandazis, and then I'll transfer them now to the oven. They'll be baking for around, I say 25 minutes to 30 minutes. They'll be ready. So I'm just transferring my mandazis to the oven now. Yeah guys, so our mandazis are ready. This is 30 minutes later, so they are looking so yum. So one of the steps that you can choose to do is to brush your mandazis with some butter. You just brush them that way. But for me, I won't do this step. This one I'm just demonstrating. For me, I won't do this step. So if you wish to add in some butter, it is totally optional. So you can do that. Add in the butter, brush it around your mandazi on top. Of course, your butter will make your mandazis, will keep your mandazis moist also. So my mandazis are super done. I love them. So this is how they look. Guys, I told you about the thickness. The thickness I told you will make your mandazi super soft. If you make them too thin, they will become hard. So ensure that you make your mandazis when they are thick. So you see how they are looking. They are so lovely. I love them. So they are also done on the inside. This is what I'm talking about, guys. They are super moist. They are so yummy. They are so yummy. So just have a bite, guys. Yeah, this is it, you people. So I found this recipe, as I said, to be a bit healthy as compared to when you just deep fry your mandazis, and I've come to love it. So guys, I don't think I have anything much to do here. I'll go sit down with a cup of coffee, enjoying my mandazis. They are so yummy. So I'll just sit with a cup of coffee and I'll enjoy this with my family. So guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't, and you can also share if you can. And guys, I'll see you on another video. Bye bye. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. Super soft, super yummy.